Hello, I'm Robert Carwithen, and I'd like to provide a brief historical perspective about the origins of the Robert Carwithen Music Foundation. My father, Dr. Frank Carwithen, was a Methodist minister, and as the son of a preacher, I was afforded opportunities to play each of the organs in his churches where my father served. So the seed was planted to be in church music, where I could lead choirs and congregations in making a joyful noise to the Lord. In the spring of 1951, I graduated from Sebring High School in Sebring, Florida, and enrolled in the music department, Florida State University, Tallahassee. In that day, Florida State University was the only university that taught pipe organ in the state, and also no tuition for in-state residents. Money we did not have, and having been granted 2 work scholarships on campus, plus an off-campus position as organist in the Tallahassee church, I was able to gather the necessary funds to pay for 3.5 years of education in pipe organ, piano, and choral conducting. In the spring of 1954, Virgil Fox, international concert organist and also organist at the famed Riverside Church in New York City, was engaged to play organ recitals at Florida State University and to dedicate the new organ at Florida A&M, a university across town. The American Guild of Organists asked me to serve as Mr. Fox's assistant. Part of my job was to play various selections on the organs so that he could hear the sounds of the instrument in the hall. When Mr. Fox left Florida for New York after the concerts, he said to me, "We must get you out of here," and to come north for study with the noted organ scholar and teacher at the Curtis Institute of Music, Dr. Alexander McCurdy. Sure enough, a week later, a letter arrived from Dr. McCurdy saying that although auditions were closed for 1954-55, he would arrange a date time for me to come to Philadelphia to audition for the organ department. With great thanks to Almighty God, Dr. McCurdy offered me a 4-year scholarship, and so it all began. In 1958, I received my bachelor's degree in organ, and with Dr. McCurdy's encouragement, I enrolled at Westminster Choir College, Princeton, New Jersey, for study in choral conducting, leading to a master's degree in 1960. Dr. McCurdy was also head of the organ department at Westminster, and when I received my master's degree in choral conducting, he invited me to become a member of the rather large organ department. Also, in 1960, I was appointed organist and choirmaster for the First Presbyterian Church in Germantown, Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, and tenure there was from 1960 until 1986. In 1966, Dr. George Lynn, having succeeded Warren Martin as musical director for Westminster Choir College, invited me to become associate conductor of the world-famous symphonic choir, preparing the 250 singers for symphonic orchestral concerts at Carnegie Hall and Lincoln Center, and for concerts at the Academy of Music in Philadelphia. When Dr. Lynn resigned in 1969, I was appointed conductor of symphonic choir. As such, I was privileged to prepare choirs for Dave Brubeck, Erich Kunzel, Stanislaw Skrupachevsky, Lucas Foss, Sir Arthur Bliss, William Steinberg, Jacques Belasco, Raymond Leppard, Sir Malcolm Sargent, Lorne Maisel, and the Philadelphia's Eugene Ormandy and Leopold Stokowski. In 1978, organ study was done with Maurice and Madeleine Douriflet at the Église Saint-Étienne du Mont, Paris, France, as well as organ study with a noted French classic teacher, André Issoire. In the summer of 1980, I studied organ at Cité University, Toulouse, France, with a noted organ scholar, Xavier Darras. Back to my church at Germantown. In 1985, the Music Committee sought a way to honor my 25 years at First Presbyterian. Gifts of money from the congregation were deposited into what became the Robert Carwithen Scholarship Fund at First Presbyterian Church, Germantown. The interest each year was to be assigned to a student at Westminster Choir College, where I was professor of organ and conducting. The first Westminster scholarship was awarded in June 1986. When I retired from Westminster in 2001, after 41 years of teaching, I continued my teaching at Philadelphia Biblical University, now known as Cairn University, and the organ scholarships were awarded to students there. With all that occurred in my life, I recognized that the mercies and goodness that had been my days were not chance happenings or good luck, but the generous and loving hand of my Father in heaven. His provisions are perfect, and His timing was and always is unequivocal. With this in mind, I was determined to do for others as had been so magnificently done for me. The Robert Carwithen Music Foundation was founded in 2003 with the help of my legal counsel, Edmund P. Butler, along with my financial advisor, Tom McClone, to honor God for His faithfulness in life and gift, and to award scholarships, grants, to organ scholars in participating universities, institutes, and schools of music. It is hoped that the organists receiving such financial help will fill the need for excellent musicians in church service through the music program. However, this would not limit organists so trained from also playing in other venues as well, such as organ concerts, opera halls, pipe organs housed in private homes, and department stores. I remember well giving recitals on the Grand Court organ at the John Wanamaker store in Philadelphia from 1962 to 64. The Foundation's first distributions were made in 2006. Since then, the many students who have been recipients of the scholarships have written letters to me and the Board of Trustees, expressing heartfelt thanks and saying how the monies help to make their education possible. With God's help, and with the stewardship of all who care for the Foundation, it is my hope that long after the Lord has called me home, the mission of the Foundation will be met. Soli Deo Gloria.